Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
And we're here to do a reading on...
What are we doing?
I don't know. I forgot. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching this video.
This was a short quickie for you.
Exactly.
No, the reading that we're going to do is on the health of President Biden and former President Trump. There's been a lot of speculation on Biden's health, slipping, going up and down stairs. The media likes to play it up a little bit as far as the election because of his age. My mom was making a comment about it yesterday about how Biden's really old and old people, they kind of lose their minds a little bit. And I kind of countered like, well, Trump's younger, but he's
3 years.
Yeah, and he's completely incoherent as a human being.
Yeah.
And he's going through a lot. I mean, he's got 4 trials that are active. He's got a couple of appeals that he's working on. And this isn't the stuff that's in process. This is stuff that's actually out there. And I wanted to ask my brother about, are there going to be some health issues that are going to potentially impact the election for 2024?
Okay. Let's go take a look, shall we?
Yes.
Trump versus Biden. Let's look at whose health are we going to look at first?
Let's look at Biden's health first.
Okay, let's look at Biden's health first. And this is obviously for entertainment purposes only. Neither one of us has a medical doctorate degree or a DO degree, nor have we ever played a doctor in our D&D sessions.
Or on TV, for that matter.
I'd like to play a doctor on TV. You think Scrubs will have a comeback and we can be on Scrubs?
I was thinking Marcus Welby, but I guess that's just...
You're a little bit old school here.
Yeah.
Come on down.
Okay, here we go.
All right. President Biden, how's his health looking?
How's his health doing?
Oh, he's a upside down deck. Knight of Swords. Okay, Knight of Swords is the foundation of the reading. It's about charging forward. And it could be a reckless charging forward, but it's also like somebody on a mandate and they're going to go forward with this. Mm-hmm. This has been something that... Oh, and swords are also, again, about intellect. And there are... The media certainly, if, Biden stutters once or twice, the media goes into a frenzy. Trump throws out a freaking word salad and you don't hear a word about it.
Yeah, it's just amazing the double standards you get there.
Yeah, and I think this is Biden trying to address this. This is kind of a point. Oh, yeah, right. So, sorry, for segue. We just had the reporters' dinner.
Yes.
In the White House. And, he leaned into his age.
Yeah.
And started cracking jokes at Trump's expense. Yeah. Like my vice president actually would vote for me. It's like, oh. He's showing wit. And wit is a sign of intelligence and humor. You have to have your wits about you to still be able to crack jokes like that, and timing. Crossed with the Six of Wands. Look at all these horses here. There is a lot of movement on this. Biden is still an active guy.
Yep.
He's 80 years old. He's moving great. He's got his wits about him. Maybe, the tip of the sword's off. He's lost a little bit of that edge. He is 80 years old after all. But he's been victorious in the past. He's not sitting on his laurels. And, he takes good care of his health. So we got a knight, and a victorious person on a horse. There's a lot of movement. Expect that you're going to see Biden very physically active during the summer here as a way to demonstrate that just because he's 80 doesn't mean that he's feeble. Mm-hmm. In the past, we've got the Six of Cups. This is nostalgia. On the low energy, it's naivete. It's... People didn't... Only was Reagan, I think, was the first one. I remember them talking about the president's age at all.
Yep.
And Reagan was mentally losing it in his second term.
Yeah.
Trump is mentally losing it now for all people to see. Biden seems to have some youth about... There's a lot of youth about this guy. 80 years old, and he's still out there doing it. But the media is not being very kind to him. No. They're using his age against him. It really smacks of ageism. But at the same time, the media is trying to sell advertiser dollars. And Biden's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He does nice things for people. So positive news doesn't sell, so they have to go after negative. What's the one negative thing they can hit him with?
Yeah.
His age.
His age.
The current situation is King of Swords. Biden's in charge. He's got his sword here. His intellect is there. There is nothing I'm seeing with his health that's a problem. This is almost like mental health. This is not even like heart attacks or anything like that. This is him being sharp. He's offering to debate Trump on the Howard Stern show. Trump said anywhere, anytime. Of course, Trump would say that, but Trump is kind of like that bully in high school that's like, you call him out, it's like anywhere, anytime, but he will never show up anywhere at any time. He talks. Trump's a talker.
He talks a lot.
He doesn't shut up. Doesn't shut up. Oh, okay. The overarching energy, though, is the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords, it's like being restricted. It's a voluntary restriction. This person could cut her cords and take off the blindfold. But I think this is the media. Biden feels restricted because they're always attacking him for his intelligence here. The media is the one, though, that's locked in on the narrative that Biden is mentally not with it. I mean, it's bad to the point when our mother is saying that, he's 80 years old, he's old. And I would hit my mom with this. Okay, so when you were 77 versus 80, how much did your mental health and your physical health decline? Mm-hmm. And the answer would be imperceptible. A little bit. It would be maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
That would be the answer for her. And that would certainly be the answer for Biden. Here's the funny thing. If you looked at Biden when he ran in 2020 and Biden now, is there any difference between the man? Have you seen anything that would make you look...
pretty much the same.
If you look at Trump in 2016 versus Trump now...
Oh, Lord.
does it seem like, he pulled a Wile E. Coyote?
Oh, my God.
He fell off the cliff and then the rock hit him. And as he stands up, another one hits him. Yeah, this guy's a mess.
Oh, yeah, he's not the man he was in 2016.
Yeah, so that's, this is the media holding that narrative, and it's just not fair. It's just not fair. The lesson to be learned is, now finally we have pentacles here, which are health cards. You've got the higher pentacle and lower pentacle, and you've got the infinite wisdom card here. So it's juggling. Biden is juggling. He's juggling his health. Again, he's 80 years old. So going out there and charging forward, talking about your health and stuff like that, he has to balance. He has to balance his health with the work that he has.
Yeah.
Now, he's a president. He's the incumbent president who's also acting as a president. Trump didn't act as a president. He golfed.
He golfed a lot.
A lot. And he had a lot of personal time. The guy didn't work.
Yeah, no.
The Trump administration was run by Pence and others. Trump wasn't actually running the government. He was a figurehead. So, Biden's working on the health messaging. I think what this is how does Biden work on the health messaging to get out of this trap? The outcome is the World card. In the end of the day, it's not going to matter. His health will decline over time because, well, guess what? He's 80. But the World card is bringing things full circle, an end of a cycle. World is watching. He is he's working on world issues with Israel, with Ukraine. There's nothing I'm seeing in here that shows any health problems for Biden whatsoever. Yeah. He's doing what he needs to do, and I think he's going to bring it all the way home. He's going to stay healthy all the way through the election.
Good.
Not seeing anything in here that indicates otherwise. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a burning heart liberal, Democrat, Marxist, socialist.
Aren't you?
Baby eating. Child sex trafficking.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Throw as many negative adjectives and then follow it up with Democrat.
Yeah, Democrat.
It doesn't matter if it makes sense or not.
No. The more insults, the better.
Yes.
Right.
Fascist Democrat, which I think that's the best one I've heard so far. Fascism being definitely a far right.
It's kind of like saying jumbo shrimp, right?
Yeah, well, that's an oxymoron. And speaking of morons,
We should read on Trump.
What a segue! God, the MAGA people that are watching this video are not going to be happy with the bias that you're showing.
No, how can I possibly read these cards accurately? Good thing I brought a Republican with me to keep me honest.
I truly am a registered Republican, just waiting for sanity to return to the party.
Honestly, I don't see it happening. I don't see a Republican Party coming back. I waited through the 90s for it to come back. I waited through the aughts to come back, and there's no chance. It's not coming back. Whenever they lose an election, they decide they need to be more conservative.
Yes.
And it's...
Maybe the Uniparty is my savior.
What you need is Liz Cheney or somebody like that to come back with a conservative party that remembers what compromise is.
Yeah, indeed.
Maybe America's interests, like passing money for Ukraine, really trump partisan politics.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Speaking of Trump, let's look at his health, shall we? Dude's got less than 90 felonies now, but 4 different felony court trials he has to face, and right now he is forced to sit in a courtroom in New York. His ADHD can't be exercised. He doesn't get a Diet Coke every every half an hour. And he has to listen to people, 2 cups. He has to listen to people testify about his bad actions. So everything's being shown to, brought to bear.
It's fortunate for him that they're not able to televise, because it would start really showing his followers how far he has declined. Sleepy Joe Biden, right?
Yeah, and Trump's the one falling asleep in court.
Yeah, it's just the irony. Well, that's just how it is, right? The whole projection.
Yeah.
What do they call him? Don Snorleone.
Don Snorleone. Sleepy Don. Yeah, there's a lot. The comments will suddenly get filled up with all the nicknames.
Trumpy's health. How's Trump's health gonna perform up into the election?
Let's see. Ace of Wands, the Bastoni card. Yeah, so wait till Stormy Daniels talks about his bastone.
Oh, yes, indeed.
his little 3-inch shrunken mushroom.
Oh, my gosh.
There's some big action coming forward here with Trump and his health. What's going to cross that? Oh, wow, double aces. Aces are big pushes. It's emotionally driven. He's about to go through some things. There's something big is going to happen to him because of the big feels that he has. Libby from Meister Tarot, and it's Wheel of Fortune. This is karmic.
Okay.
This is a karmic thing that's happening here. So plug Libby from Meister Tarot. She and I have been on board, as well as other intuitives, about Trump having a major health event because of this trial. And her read on it was that the humiliation that he goes through on this trial is what drives his health event. And some folks see a heart attack, some folks see a stroke. They're not necessarily mutually exclusive. We just don't know which one happens first. But there's this guy's under a lot of stress. He doesn't exercise. He golfs, but he uses a golf cart for most of it.
Turbocharged, supercharged golf
so he can get to his ball first, so he doesn't cheat. He's under a lot of stress, and the walls are closing in.
It's starting to dawn on him that this shit's serious. I mean, especially the stuff that's the Georgia RICO case, or New York, where there's jail time that he can't pardon himself out of.
Nope.
And so, this is serious. He got dealt a beautiful card with Judge Cannon down with the documents case.
I can't believe you would say that about a federal judge.
Oh my gosh,
being biased or something.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just
As a Republican, do you see any bias there? If you were Trump, would you want all your judges to be her?
Oh my God, why wouldn't you want it, right? But it's just the seriousness of this is really starting to land on him. And that's why I'm asking the question, is that he takes such good care of his health between his exercise and diet.
Yeah, hamburgers, ketchup, and no vegetables, no exercise, and lots of Diet Cokes,
yes.
and which he's not getting. He's dude. This guy's a mess. And, and all the stress, again, so much stress he's underneath. Yeah, this is karmic. This is an ongoing process. The more stress that he's underneath, the more his emotions start peaking. When Michael Cohen gets up there, Stormy Daniels is going to humiliate the hell out of him. Mm-hmm. Oh, cross-examination is going to be freaking amazing. Because if they comment, so she's going to give her testimony about Trump SAing her, and the cross is going to come say that she wanted it or something, or it never happened, because Trump keeps saying it never happened. Yeah. And so on redirect from the prosecution, I think I've got all the terminology right, they can ask the judge if she can bring in a description of
his
bastone, his 3-inch misshapen
metal,
something that looks like this.
Gosh.
Yeah, here's what it looked like in my hand.
I just hope they don't show exhibits.
Oh, well, Marjorie Taylor Greene's not.
Yeah, I was going to say Hunter Biden might be able to help him out with that.
Oh, God, can you imagine if she had the hots for Donald Trump like she does for Hunter Biden? Oh. Hold up those pictures. The blackout would be about that big. This is 8 inches, ladies.
Come on, this is a family program. There might be little kids watching this.
Yeah, not according to my demographics. Okay. No. What were we talking about? Trump's health.
There's the Trumpies.
Yeah. In the past, when Trump goes to get his health evaluated, what do they always say?
He is the healthiest. He's healthy as a horse.
Yes.
The highest health. He should be riding horses bare-chested.
Putin. The doctors always say, he's the paragon of health. He's the healthiest individual ever.
He's going to live to be 200.
First guy to live to 200 years old. And apparently, he was born probably with really, really good health. There's some good genes in that family. And he's been abusing it for 77 years. So what could have been, 90 years of really healthy living is going to be cut off short because of the way he just absolutely abuses himself. And also the media has given him a big pass on that. But also, he's under a lot of stress now. He's used to, governing the agreements, overseeing the relationships, being in control of things. In this court case right now that he's in, he's not in control of things. He's not. He is being told to sit down and shut up.
Hopefully wake up.
Current situation is the 3 of Wands. He literally is a heart attack waiting to happen. Mm-hmm. This is waiting for your ship to come in. The stress is building up. We started off with that big stress based on emotions, and the emotions are progressing, and the stress is progressing. That 3 of Wands is waiting for your ship to come in. And this is a karmic thing. He is literally waiting for the heart attack to happen. Mm-hmm. In some ways, karmically, if he has a heart attack, he may not have to face any of these court cases.
Yeah.
He may not be healthy enough to stand witness. And this is how he would avoid prison. Yeah. Fair? Not fair? It's not for us to decide. Yeah. If David were in charge of the world, if God would step aside and let me be in charge of it,
that $20 out of it.
Yeah, exactly. But again, as I've said before, I only see a little myopic hole of what's going on. I don't see the big picture. Trump having a health event could be the best thing for this country. It really could be the best thing that has for this country, because then becomes a non-viable candidate who still gets a third of the vote because, or whatever percentage of people that would vote for him.
Well, Nikki Haley still got 20% of the vote in Pennsylvania, and she had been off she had stopped her run like 4 to 6 weeks before the election. Which
shows you that there's a lot of Republicans that are like, no, I'm not voting for this guy.
Yeah.
Do you guys not get it?
Yeah.
But they're going to be ignored on this one. The overarching energy is the Queen of Swords. And it literally is what did you expect? Mm-hmm. You only eat meat. You only drink artificially flavored sodas.
Oh my God, yeah.
You don't eat a vegetable. You don't actually exercise. You don't take care of yourself. What did you think was going to happen? Mm-hmm. This is like every mother to her child. Mm-hmm. It's like, you are what you eat. And, okay, You're going to suffer the consequences. This is not a vindictive card. This is like Judge Judy.
Yeah.
It's like, you did this. Yeah. What did you expect? Mm-hmm. I don't hate you for it. I'm just saying. Yeah. The overarching energy, or the lesson to be learned, is the Queen of Pentacles. So, like wives, for instance, they say there's studies that men live longer when they're married because their wives help them with their health decisions, or else they'd eat hamburgers with ketchup all day long and French fries, and they wouldn't eat a vegetable to save their lives. I'm not saying all guys, I'm generalizing.
Well,
but
technically a French fry is a vegetable.
Well, it's a tuber. I don't know if a potato really... Trump is a potato, but
he's a Cheeto.
He's full potato.
Preservatives, keep him going.
No, Twinkies all around, my friends. You got to take care of your health. You are what you eat, and if you don't take care of your health, well, it's going to be, when the health event happens, it's going to be too late. Outcome is the Devil card.
Oh dear.
It's like, you did this. You had the opportunity to do better. You didn't. You chose your lifestyle. You're very I don't want to use hedonistic. You chose to eat that way. You chose to live this way. You chose to do the things you do, and now the music has stopped, and it's time to pay the devil his due. This is not. I mean, would you want that reading for your health?
No, not the way you read it.
Would you
at least it wasn't the death card.
No, it's not the death card. But if he has a health event coming up, understand that health event has been brought on by his lifestyle and what he's done to himself. See, I thought I moved that at the bottom here. He's done it to himself. He's his lifestyle, the way he's lived his life, the food he puts in, the people he hangs around with, the things that he does. There's rumors that he snorts Adderall or stuff like that. It's all catching up to him, and he's under a lot of stress, and that stress is likely going to trigger this. And as the Queen of Swords said, well, what do you expect? You didn't take care of yourself. You could have survived this, but.
We'll see.
Okay. Little four-carder real quick. Will Trump have a health event, say, in May? Okay. Trials. I think the trial should wrap up by the end of the month. Mm-hmm. It's likely. It could wrap up by the end of the month. Let's say before the end of the trial, which I'm going to assume is May. Will Trump have a health event? Little four-carder. These cards are flying all over the place.
Yeah, they are. They're just trying to jump out of your hands.
This one kind of wants to be on top, but I'm not going to force that, I think. Let's just keep going. Isn't it exciting to watch me overhand shuffle?
Yeah.
If you like overhand shuffling, leave a comment in the comments.
Subscribe. We could do a whole half an hour of overhand shuffles just for you.
Oh, the shameless plugging to feed the YouTube algorithm. Yes. Trump's health. I'm going to get a thing on my shuffling here. The Lover's card. Okay. It's a very angelic card. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. There's the snake and the apple here. Is he going to have a near-death experience and see angels? Let's find out. There's that stress card. Donald and Melania. Donald and Karen. Donald and Stormy/Stephanie Clifford. Yeah. There's about his relationships, toxic relationships here, manifesting. The emotions are going to manifest something. Oh God!
There's the Ace of Wands.
My brother is my witness. I put these cards in different spots of the deck.
He does. He randomly inserts them so he doesn't get them back.
He may die. He might die. Or
his career might.
He might go to heaven, so to speak. He might have a near-death experience, or he might die and stay dead. But here's what I got underneath here. The Knight of Cups. Hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. What's the one thing he's trying to avoid?
Going to jail.
Going to prison. Yeah. How do you avoid going to prison? 2 ways. you die,
Yeah.
or you're not healthy enough to go.
Or you found not guilty.
What do you assign the probability of him being found not guilty?
Yeah, I don't have the evidence, but let's just say it's not looking good.
No, it's not. And plus, all the other cases. The Mar-a-Lago documents case. That's a documents case. Very black and white.
Well, what if the Supreme Court comes back and says you have presidential immunity for everything?
That doesn't get him out of Georgia or New York.
Well, that would get you out of all of this, right?
No, Georgia and New York doesn't. He may die and come back. He may die and stay dead. This is going to manifest itself here because of his wanting to stay out of prison. Mm-hmm. And not wanting to deal with the humiliation of this trial and the stuff that it leads. The humiliation and the action that comes from it. When she starts talking about his misshapen mushroom, as opposed to him being hung like a long dog or something.
Could that also be like his marriage done? Well, not like his marriage is this loving, nurturing.
Yeah, I think it could be Adam and Eve being kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Yeah. So if you think of like his world being the Garden of Eden, because he's always had more money than everybody else. He's had opportunity. He's had women. He's had all these things, and it's all flushed. Yeah. His whole legacy, his whole mythology that he's built is flushed. It's been shown to be an illusion. Yeah. That's it. Let's bring it back down. He has built this whole mythology, this whole Adam and Eve Old Testament stuff. Mm-hmm. He's the son of God or the first.
Oh yeah, he's Jesus. Absolutely. He's definitely.
And that's an illusion. Yeah. And that this trial is going to, the judge and the jury are going to see it. This is an illusion. And when the illusion is burst, what's left? When the narcissist has been left fully exposed. Yeah. He's going to have a health event. He's going to have a health event. If he does have an NDE, hopefully it scares him straight, and maybe he can make some amends for it. That's about the only thing I think that's going to break a narcissism. Yeah. His narcissism is that. I can't guarantee you what happens in May, but it sure looks like the pressure of this trial is not going to be good for him.
Nope.
And he might see the light. And, in some ways, that would be amazing. Because a lot of people that have NDEs are really transformed by that process. Yeah. And could you imagine the transformation if he suddenly realizes, if he became a very spiritually aware person and realized how much destruction he had caused and actually maybe in his final days tried to do stuff to make amends for it.
Yeah. Have a Howard Storm moment there.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. If you don't know Howard Storm, I'll throw a link in the description. He was a professor, just arrogant person, atheist. He belittled anybody who was religious, and he had a very hellish NDE. And it straightened that guy's wagon out like nothing you've ever seen before.
Yeah, he had his NDE in the 80s, and you can go back and find interview after interview on YouTube now. And what's so striking about his description of the NDE is it has not changed in 40 years since he's had it. I got his book. I read it in a day. It was just really fascinating. But it's the consistency of his story and his messaging of what he went through. That's really fascinating. And if you don't know who he is and you have an interest, definitely he's a great place to start. And there's a lot of great YouTube channels that talk about NDEs and people's experience with near-death experiences that certainly are we both find them fascinating.
Yeah. With Howard, one way to kind of put it, Michael Cohen, when you hear him on audio tapes being just yelling, swearing, being arrogant and stuff like that, Howard Storm was like in that same, those guys would get along. They would be belittling people and, they're up here and everybody else is down here. Complete change. It could happen. I'm not saying it would, but it really could impact Trump's health. This whole world, if you lifted the veil for 1 minute,
Yeah.
and let people actually see what was going on. What an amazing change it would be. That's never going to happen in our lifetimes.
No.
You know what else is not going to happen in this lifetimes?
What's that?
This video going forever. So let's end it here.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel.
Thank
I
you for
appreciate
putting
it.
up with us for 30 minutes. Think of what my poor mom had to do. She's done over almost 59 years of this nonsense.
Yeah, and it's not like she can pause us, and walk
Oh,
away and come back
God.
later in the day.
No, or just
There was no pause button. Nor was there a mute button.
no. God, yeah, we tried.
Except go to your room and slam the door.
We tried that with the first video, right?
About the only mute button was coming up with a wooden spoon.
Yes, indeed.
Sun was scattering. Thank you for your comments, your shares, everything to do to feed the YouTube algorithms so this video makes it out to a wider
Yes,
audience.
please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know how you felt.
Let us know if you want to see more of these.
Yeah, we enjoy reading the comments. It's just really neat.
We enjoy deleting the comments that
Yes,
we don't like.
yeah, the ones we thumbs down, the ones we don't like.
Yeah, and you'll find this reading and others I do with my brother. I've got a playlist, and there's one called Twin Tarot Talk. Or Twin
Yay!
Tarot. So you can always go to there to see previous videos that we've done. For folks new to the channel, welcome. It's not always Twin Tarot Talk, but when it is, it's mayhem.
Yes, it is.
All right, you have a good one, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Bye.